So this morning we're going to have a geography lesson. We're going to be learning about the continents, and since Halloween is just on Saturday and I went to a pumpkin patch this weekend, I actually made a globe out of a pumpkin. So today we'll be going over the continents on this pumpkin as well as on a map today. So first off, I'm going to write an acrostic on the board and we're going to say it out loud with each other. Okay. Aaron ate 9 sticky apricots at April's. Can you repeat that after me?
Aaron ate 9 sticky apricots at April's.
So this stands for the continents. The E in Aaron is going to stand for Europe. The A is going to stand for Asia. The N is going to stand for North America. The S is going to stand for South America. The A is going to stand for Africa, the A in apricots. The A in at is going to stand for Australia. And the A in April's is going to stand for Antarctica. Okie dokie. So we're going to learn where the 7 continents are located, as well as the 5 oceans, and we're going to talk about the equator as well. So first, we're going to, can anyone tell me what a continent is? A place you live. That's correct. Anyone else?
It is land.
Yes. A continent is a huge landmass. First, we are going to watch a video that's going to give us a little more clarity. It's going to explain a little bit more about the continents. And it's a song, so feel free to dance around a little.
There are 7 continents in this song that we will.
Wrong one, sorry. This one.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica, 7 continents.
Back to the starting gun.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica.
Now it's time for the first 2 starting gun.
Now, the first thing I want to bring to this class is that a continent is a large landmass surrounded by great big bodies of water called ocean and sea. So, why don't we start with North America, Mexico, United States, and Canada. Then we can move south past the equator to South America, where the heat is greater. Speaking of heat, the next continent is blazing is Africa, where the animals are amazing. Next is Europe, and then there's Asia. Together they're the largest landmass because they're neighboring. And we can go to Australia down under where the Sydney Opera House is a known world wonder. And last is Antarctica, down at the bottom. The whole thing is frozen like Elsa and Anna.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica, 7 continents.
Back to the starting gun.
North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, Australia, Antarctica.
Now it's time for us to define gun.
Okie dokie. So in the song it said that a continent is a large landmass. And like she said over there that we live on the continents. So the first one we're going to go over is Europe for Aaron. So Europe, which is right here, is connected to Asia. Europe is the 2nd smallest continent. It also is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is on this side of Europe. Also, there are a few of the countries that you may know from Europe are France, England, Spain. Has anybody ever heard of any of those countries? Does anybody have any friends? Do we want to talk about some of the cultures from there? Does anybody have any friends from England? Really? What does she learn from England?
That is very big. And it was a lot of fun.
In England, it rains all the time. England is actually where the United States they came from, because the Pilgrims, they left England to start their own country here in America. The second continent is Asia, which is right beside Europe, but Asia is actually the largest continent in the world. Asia has, it's also the most populous continent. Does anybody know what that means?
There's a lot of people.
Oop, I'm only calling on people that raise their hands. Cassie?
Populous is popular. So what's the favorite one?
Not quite, not quite. Anyone else? Lauren?
There are a lot of people.
Yes. Populous means that it has the most, it has people. So with Asia being the most populous continent, it means it has the most people on the earth. Some popular countries from Asia are China, Japan, and India. Does anybody know anything about China? How about that most of the things that we use comes from China? Like our Play-Doh that's in front of us, it comes from China. So at this point, you guys can open up your Play-Doh, and I want you guys to try to make the continent of Asia. And while you all are still making Asia, the Indian Ocean is to the south of Asia. That is one of the oceans that we're going to learn about. Also, the Pacific Ocean is beside Asia as well as the Southern Ocean is under Asia. When you all are done with your Asias, can you hold them up so I can see? I'm seeing some good Asias. So we're going to move on. So our next one is North America, which, does anybody know anything about North America? Cassie?
That's where we live.
Correct. The United States is in North America. North America is the third largest continent. It is right here. This whole thing is North America, and the United States is right here, and we're about right here. Right here. North America is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean on the west, the Atlantic Ocean on the east. So now can you guys make North America? sing some really nice North Americas, you all. Next, we're going to talk about South America, which is right under North America. It's the fourth largest continent. And in South America, all the people, they speak Spanish. Every country speaks Spanish in South America except for one. That's Brazil, and they speak Portuguese, which is really similar to Spanish still. The Southern Ocean is on the bottom of South America, and the Atlantic Ocean is to the east of South America, and the Pacific Ocean is to the west. So if you all are done with your North Americas, let me see some South Americas. South America should be pretty easy. Good job, Leilani. Very good. Very beautiful. Next, we're going to talk about Africa. So if you all are done, excuse me, I'm up here. I like how all my friends are looking at me, not talking, being respectful. So Africa is the second largest continent. Africa also has the world's largest supply of diamonds. Does any of your moms have diamond rings? It probably came from Africa because Africa has a lot of gold mines. It also has the world's largest river, which is the Nile River. And Africa is beside South America. They're separated by the Atlantic Ocean. It's right here. So you all can start making some Africas. The Indian Ocean is also to the east of Africa, and the Southern Ocean is down below it. Next, we're going to talk about the smallest continent. Does anybody know what the smallest continent is?
Yeah. Australia.
Yes. Australia. Australia is the smallest one, and it's also all located under the equator, so it's also known as the land down under. Australia is a continent, and it's also its own country, so it's the only country in its continent. So split your Play-Doh in half and start making Australia, because Australia is really small, so you don't need all your Play-Doh. And while you all are making Australia, I'm going to talk about Antarctica, because Antarctica is at the very bottom. It's at the very bottom of the globe. We're going to pretend like this is down here, down at the bottom. Antarctica is a desert, and it's really cold in Antarctica. Did you all know that deserts can be cold too? So Antarctica, no people live on Antarctica except for scientists. Scientists live down at in Antarctica to do research about all the animals and the temperatures, stuff like that. So now that we've talked about all the countries and continents, and we've talked about the oceans, can someone come up and point out to me North America on this map? Cassie? Yes, good job. How about South America? Very good. Europe. Ooh, no, they're similar. You got them mixed up. Europe's on this side, and Asia is on this side. So Asia's this one. Can someone come show me Australia? Very good. And Antarctica is the last continent. Lauren. Very good. And it's not here, but we're just going to pretend that there's a line going through the middle of the Earth. It's an imaginary line. It's called the equator. And the closer you get to the equator, the hotter it gets. And so right here in these areas of the world, it's really hot because the equator is there. And it splits the Earth in half. Lastly, I'm just going to review right now that this right here is the Pacific Ocean. This is the Atlantic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is to the top. It's near the North Pole. The Southern Ocean is down here. It's near the South Pole. And this is the Indian Ocean because right here is India, so it's near India.